the presumptive best player in the world, Kevin Durant, has 17 turnovers in this series so far, tied for his most over any three-game span in his playoff career. He's been this bad before. Kyrie Irving went 0 for 7 from behind the arc in a must-have Game 3, matching his most attempts without a make in his entire NBA career. For the second straight game, he made just one fourth-quarter field goal. Kyrie. And Ben Simmons is out for Game 4 on Sunday. Here is his head coach, Steve Nash.
I wasn't really expecting him to play. I was, like we've said all along, he's trying to improve. He's working through it. Reports that he was playing was from the outside, where that came from. Of course, we're all disappointed. We'd love to see Ben on the floor with our teammates, but I don't want it to be taken. I'm disappointed in Ben or anything like that. No.
So Nick Friedell, as I said, who's covering this series, and our very own NBA sharpshooter, Tim Legler, are here, obviously. Nick, you just heard what Steve Nash had to say about Ben Simmons, who practiced for, 10 games in a row? 10 days in a row, and then woke up, said, you know what, but my back is sore, I can't go. What's the team's reaction been to Simmons not playing?
A collective shoulder shrug. Because, guys, I don't get the sense, having been around them day after day, that they ever thought that Simmons was really going to come back. I asked Seth Curry yesterday, do you expect Ben to play? And he said, I don't know. Bruce Brown, do you expect Ben to play? No idea. Kevin Durant, is Ben going to play at some point in this series? I don't know. So all the hype that surrounded this, I think that's wearing on the organization as a whole. But in the locker room, I didn't ever get the sense that these guys thought that Ben Simmons was going to come out there and be a real difference maker in this series.
Legs, here's a little prologue real quick. There's a difference between better and greater, right? In one sport you can measure objectively, track and field. You could look at the time. Every top 10 sprinter in the world would dust Jesse Owens. But the 10th best guy isn't as great as Jesse Owens, right? I hear, Kevin Durant might be the goodest player ever. He's got the most skills at his size and everything. But let's talk about greatness. Great players show up in big moments. He's 0 for 3. He can't go, he's got to get one, right?
Well, here's the only problem. I do feel like that question, you're almost dismissing everything Kevin Durant's done prior in his career. I mean, he's done it before. He has shown up in big moments. You don't think Kevin Durant showed up for big moments?
Actually, I love KD. In OKC, they had a chance Game 7 against the Warriors. He showed up small. They joined forces because neither one could get LeBron. At that point, what, are you going to credit an MVP on a 73-win team?
This sounds like you and I do an hour special on talking about Kevin Durant showing up in big games.
Great. I'm not saying he's not.
No, I hear you. In this particular situation, okay, this team, I know he has played about as badly as I've seen him. I think he looks actually a lot like he did his rookie year in Seattle, right? When he was just getting his feet wet, he was too thin to get his own shot, very inefficient player. Tentative like most rookies are. That's what I'm seeing out of Kevin Durant now. I've never seen him this indecisive. Game 3, I literally didn't recognize the player. I didn't know who he was because he was picking the ball up. Now listen, you've gotten 2 games plus of constant blitzes, getting pounded, hit, physically mauling you. A number of guys that are big enough and strong enough to guard you well. Boston has more of those than anybody. I get it. But at the same time, he started picking the ball up after 2 dribbles well before he needed to, as the trap was coming to him. Getting rid of it quickly with guys that he thought were diving that weren't diving. He wasn't coming off trying to turn a corner when he got a switch. He wasn't looking for his pull-up jumper. They got inside his head. So, yes, he has played poorly, but I don't lay the entire Nets season at the feet of Kevin Durant and how he's played in this series. There's so many layers.
And by the way,
he's
had so much heart. He played on an Achilles problem, and that's affected his defense at least, right?
He's been absolutely dominated by Jason Tatum. There's no question.
And he's been incredible just to get back from the Achilles to this point.
Agreed.
And he has Kyrie, who's supposed to bail him out. If you have a crime partner and they're triple teaming you, that dude should go off. What is the mood? You've been around the team all season, Nick. What's the mood around the team heading into tonight's Game 4 against the Celtics?
They look and sound pretty done. This feels like a team that knows their season is going to end. If Kevin doesn't drop 50 tonight, go back to Boston, that'll be it. You know it when you see it. And when you ask these questions, guys, and Legs, we've been trying to figure out throughout the series, what is going on with Kevin and how do you get him space to create? He doesn't have the answer. And in all the years I've covered him, I've never heard him this uncertain on this kind of stage. And he's still an unbelievable player. But everybody gets their emotion, and the tone is set by KD. And when he's sitting there going, I'm not sure how to fix what's going on, That's why you see the Nets playing the way they
Remember when Kyrie was like, one day I'll be the coach. It's like we don't have a coach. Then
He said Jacques Vaughn can coach sometime.
I'll bet you Kyrie and KD wish they had a coach now, and Steve Nash does not escape blame in this. There's some teams in the Eastern Conference that look like well-oiled machines, well-coached. The Nets are not one of them. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.